but I'm Machakos. Oh, I used to cry. I used to have sleepless nights. I used to cry a lot because of that. Because I felt like someone was invalidating what I know I'm good at. Not letting small things get to me, because I used to let those two snide comments get to me, and then it made me so mad, and it wasn't really nice. It made half of my internship experience really bad. I really got to a point I really hated that nutrition internship period. So guys, what if I told you that nutrition internship that was mandatory by KNDI really went a long way to making me who I am today? I know you guys will not believe it. So today's episode is about my internship experience, and I'm going to be candid about it because I didn't know what to record. So I said, let me just do an experience episode, and I hope you guys will get to enjoy. I'll try my best not to mention names and just to share my candid experience to a nutrition student, or an aspiring nutrition intern, because I know right now I don't think it's mandatory for you to go for one, but for me I'll advocate for it if you want to pursue a career in nutrition. So please come along, let's talk. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my social media platforms to stay informed about everything to do with nutrition. So let's start. Talk about my motivation, and then I'll break my experience into segments as I talk about the key areas that really captured my heart and I've stayed at. Yeah, so please stay tuned, watch till the end. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, like and share. I really appreciate it. Why did I decide to do nutrition? I think in this particular episode I talked about why I did nutrition. You know, back then I thought nutrition was the it thing, and I envisioned a future where nutrition will be a key player and nutritionists will be taken seriously. But for me, nutrition is my passion, so I can't dismiss people who have been in the nutrition field and they really did not like it. I have the study of how food interacts with our body, how the nutrients in the food are beneficial to our body, and how we can just use food as a form of medicine. I really appreciate that concept because I know prevention is better than cure, and I know one day we'll get to where we were. That is just the motivation of why I decided to continue pursuing. And some of us are practicing nutritionists, and yeah, it's somewhat a rewarding career, but yeah, that's a story for another. So I'll go into the experience. I did my internship in Machakos, or at, is it in or at Machakos Level 5 Hospital in Machakos County. I don't know why I settled on that hospital. I guess it was because it was nearer to town, and I feel like NH was full. And then I didn't want to go to Bagadi, so I decided the best place to be near Nairobi but far away. I decided to choose Machakos Level 5. I think we were about, is it 12 of us who did our internship period in 2018. Yeah, so I got to my internship center a little bit later because I had just started doing my coursework for my master's. Yeah, I'll just talk about my master's experience in another episode where I talk about experience. So I do exams, so I got to the internship center quite late when all the other people had already formed rapport. People had already just formed into cliques. People are already used to each other because I got there 1 month later. So adjusting to that was quite difficult for me, because you can imagine getting into you feel like you're a third wheel or a fourth wheel in a group of people who are used to each other. So I had my classmates who we studied for in 4 years, so it wasn't really difficult, but I still felt like adjusting to it was quite difficult. And then Yes, I had gone for my attachment at Kenyatta National Hospital and Gertrude, so I knew how the hospital setting was, but I still felt a little bit of a culture shock getting there because you're just from school, and then you're thrown into. I started with the renal ICU rotation. ICU, nutrition in ICU, parenteral and enteral feeding. Not my strong suit. And then I think nutrition in kidney also wasn't my passion. So I really struggled to adjust. But Grace, who was the nutritionist back then, I hope she's still there. She really took us under her wing and guided us to the right path, let me say that. So she wanted someone who was motivated to learn and to work. So if you are motivated and you push yourself, you really not have a hard time with her. So for me, I actually did enjoy my first rotation, so it made adjusting to the whole internship period easy. But I can't say it wasn't hard because I had just moved from home, I'd gone to live on my own. I was used to having people around me, like my father, my mother, my family, my siblings. So just getting to Machakos, you're all alone. It was quite a difficult experience, and I felt like it somewhat took a toll on my mental. And then coupled up with just working with the other healthcare profession who at back then didn't quite understand what nutrition was all about. So there was a lot of resistance. I'll talk about this in the challenges. And then I'll go to the second segment, the key learnings and some of the major things that have shaped me to who I am right now. I can say for me, I learned to take care of myself as a person first before I go and take care of other people. Also and learned to set boundaries. During my internship period, I got to establish really solid boundaries, and it shaped me to who I am right now. I create boundaries and I make sure I don't go back on my word. In the healthcare setting, you can really be misused because when you are an intern, you want to please everyone, you want to do everything, you want to be liked. So you end up doing everything, so you end up blurring your boundaries. Like there's a clear set of instruction us as nutritionists are supposed to do. Description is not part of ours. So something like helping the nurse to do this, if you want to help, you want to learn well and good, but some of the things are not part of your job description. You find that when you don't do it, you face a lot of resistance from the healthcare team, and it makes working there very difficult. So it taught me how to create boundaries. Then I also learned how to just do a proper assessment. Like that is one thing I actually appreciate about the internship period. I got to just learn how to carry out a proper nutrition care plan, a proper nutrition assessment. Those are the anthropometrics, just diagnosis, and how to just put on the intervention and document in the files. That due to the shortage of nutritionists, you find that you, the intern, are in charge of students. So you have to be always active, always reading, so that you can be having these things on your fingertips. I feel like that is one leadership skills, being confident, talking to people, talking to the patient and the caregivers, talking to the consultant, talking to the MO interns, MO, because you're the nutritionist, there everything you asked. I really like that about internship. I want to highlight the positive because I want a nutritionist out there. If you can facilitate, because I don't think they facilitate us, please go and get the experience if you want to venture into clinical nutrition. Yeah, if you want to venture to community nutrition, do the same. I'll not talk about community because I didn't go for a community rotation. Mine, I purely wanted to be a clinical nutritionist. That's where I focused on. Yeah. So apart from the leadership, I feel like I also learned how to just read the work culture, how to navigate the work culture, and just how to read the room. It's very important to be self-aware because when you get into a room, it's important to look around and see what is going on. I know they used to think But for me, I used to be self-aware. I used to know, like, okay, this one doesn't like me, but I have to work with her, so I have to do everything possible not to get or cross paths with that person. If I don't need to talk to that person, there's no need to talk to that person. Yeah. So those are just few things I felt like the internship period shaped me as I started now pursuing my career as a clinical nutritionist or a nutritionist. And then the third segment, I'll talk about the experience that I experienced during the whole internship period and after the internship period. For me, I can say it's experience that I filled my CV with. Like, I always tell you guys to avoid gaps in your CV. That 1 year experience will go a long way to boosting your employment history. And also I feel like that is one growth, like the experience really shaped me and shaped my CV too. Yeah, I learned to be a team player. Growth, I'm not a team player. I am a solitude, a loner most of the time, because I like being in my own space. But being in that healthcare team really just helped me to be a team player, and that is a growth point or a growing point for me, especially if you're an introvert. Confidence, also in my skill, and also sharpening my knowledge. It made me want to read more. I remember me and my friend Cecily, we used to read, because I felt like when someone used to challenge us in the word, we used to just sit down and read and read, and we sharpen our skills so that next time when you're asked a question, you're able to answer. So I felt like it's sharpened our knowledge skill, our ability to learn, our curiosity to learn, our need to learn. I feel like that is one major growth point. I talk about the internship period, because nutrition is a science and it keeps on changing. So you, as an aspiring student, in someone who wants to get to the nutrition field, you have to be to hone your skills, your reading skills, your learning skills, your research skills. You need them, because you'll find that maybe there's a new guideline out there and you really don't know. So you have to go and research and find that proper guideline, so that when you're asked by the consultant or the nurse in charge or just the caregivers, you're able to give proper information. And then I felt like the living alone also made me come out of my cocoon, and the whole period made me know that I can do anything I set my mind to. Living alone for 1 year, being away from home. Okay, I used to go home, okay, every weekend, but most of the time I was alone, and it really helped me in my growth as a person, managing my money, managing a house and all that. It was really fun and stressful at the same time, but I really, really did enjoy it. So that is just basically all about my experience that I captured. It was a long time ago, 2018. That was very fast. So those are things that I just um like remained with me till now. That's why I still remember them. But I still create another continuation. I don't want this episode to be long. And then I'll talk about the challenges I faced as an intern. I know this is what you guys really, really look forward to. You don't want to hear all the positives, you want to know the challenges and how you achieve them. For me, my first challenge was resistance from the healthcare team. I really faced a lot of resistance from those people. I don't know why, like, we are doing the same thing. We are serving the client or the patient. Why are you resisting what I'm doing? So I find that when you go into a ward, you're facing a lot of resistance from the nurses, and the nurses think you don't know what you're doing, and they make your life so miserable and difficult. I'm a chagos. Oh, I used to cry. I used to have sleepless nights. I used to cry a lot because of that. Because I felt like someone was invalidating what I know I'm good at. Yeah, I know as an intern, but still I had experience from KNH and Gertrude, and I knew like theory. And of course, some of the things we learn, if you apply them properly with proper intervention, they are doable. I used to feel bad when someone invalidated what our efforts were. So I felt like that was the first thing, resistance from the healthcare team. I don't know if right now everything has changed, but back then that is what we felt, because I think we were the third cohort to be sent by KNDI in the internship center. And then another challenge I faced was just lack of resources when it comes to supplements. And as a nutritionist, my thought was we needed to have something that when a client ask or you can recommend to someone is easily available. And for us, that is supplements, especially for those people who aren't eating, no appetite, failure to thrive and all that. So I felt like that was a challenge for us because there was no resources. So you feel like I felt like when in the ward round, especially in the pediatric ward, and the consultant or the pediatrician is asking you, okay, are there F75s, are there F100s? They're not there. So how are you going to manage some kids? Because in PEDS, most of the cases you'll find a SAM. So it used to really stress me a lot. I used to hate going for ward round because you'll be asked that question and you're like, so what do you want me to do? Another thing is the lack of pay. KNDA just sent us to the internship center. Some of the interns, MOs, and nurses, I don't know if pharmacists they go for, I don't know. Were they paid? CEOs, I know CEOs degree were paid. So for us, we weren't paid. So we were doing a 1 year free voluntary experience. So I felt like sometimes you will get so angry because you see other people are being paid, you're not being paid, and you're doing a whole ward, one nutritionist with students, and students are looking up to you, and it was really candy eye. Thank God. I feel like this cohort, they are lucky because it's not mandatory, but for us it was mandatory for you to be licensed. But if you want to practice, of course you have to go for your internship to be licensed. I just wish they would pay even at just a small amount, because depending on your parents, and they paid your bills and your fees, the whole of your undergraduate and then post-internship or post-graduation, they're still taking care of you. It was really quite tasking. And the challenge was, and I say, what was the challenge? I had a lot of challenges, yes, but I've talked about the positive until the challenges have really disappeared. The other healthcare team being sarcastic, they made this comments that really were very demeaning. And in addition to that, I know some people who went to these internship centers where they faced a lot of resistance from the nutritionists themselves. You'll find that a nutritionist is really hard on students, really hard on interns, and these are people who are looking up to you so that they can sharpen their skills. But you as a nutritionist, you're not available, you're not there, and you know when you're not there, you're enabling those other healthcare teams to now do what they did. Like they talk down on you because you don't have a leader to help you guys. So it used to make me so mad. I'm like, where are these nutritionists? But it's okay. If I had continued pursuing and I got a job in the hospital, I don't think I would want, because for me, my 1 year private, they weren't really taking in attaches or interns. But if they would, I don't think I will ever want to do half of what some of these nutritionists were doing to these interns and attaches. It's really demeaning, yeah. And then challenges, I said what I will do differently. I don't think I would want to do anything differently. Maybe choose a different center, but I still feel like I will do the same thing because my rotation, I learned a lot, and it really helped me hone and specialize and just center in what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to pursue diabetes, so I focused mostly on the diabetic clinic. I love mother and child, so I focused on the MCH. So when I got out of that internship period, that is what I wanted to do. So if you're into kidney and renal, it really just, I don't think I would want to do anything differently. Maybe act differently, portray myself differently. That's what I'll say. Not letting small things get to me, because I used to let those two snide comments get to me, and then it made me so mad, and it wasn't really nice. It made half of my internship experience really bad. I really got to a point I really hated that nutrition internship period. But I forged on and I managed to finish that 1 year, and I got licensed to be a certified clinical nutritionist. So that is one thing I'll take out from that whole experience. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I know the episode is long, but please, thank you for staying till the end. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.